Testing, testing. All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo, click on that, turn notifications, subscribe to our channel. Like our videos really does help. Please hit that like button and comment any of your questions at any time. Here to help in any way we can. All right, good morning. Let's do it. Dow futures are down 51 points, not too bad. Nasdaq down about 44, down 0.28%. S&P futures rejecting that 200-day, the 200-day moving average on the hourly, which is right around 46.47. It's down about 11 points. The Russell is down slightly as well, down about 5 points. Crude oil is slightly green, 71.15 a barrel. 10-year yields down slightly, 1.458% on the 10-year. Mortgage rates are actually down, which is nice to see. 96.25 on the dollar index, down about 0.24%. The VIX is slightly green, nothing crazy, up 0.33%, 21.08 today. Gold futures, again, that 1800 level, kind of that resistance so far, 17.93 an ounce, up 0.29%. Silver futures, 23.30 an ounce, 22.67, excuse me, an ounce, 0.65 to the upside. Euro dollar 113.13, up 28 pips. 114.17, up 6 pips for the dollar yen. And okay, we talked about it the other day, actually, or yesterday. Bond yields kind of moving with Bitcoin in a sense, right? Crypto. Look at the 10-year yields, down slightly, about 1.95%. Ethereum's down 1.46%. Bitcoin is holding up, obviously, 48,620. And gasoline futures are down 0.66% at $2.13 a gallon. Let's see in terms of how the crypto market is moving. Let's see if I can get that going. Here's my portfolio. It was up nicely yesterday. 48,609 for Bitcoin. Ethereum 39.62 is a spot. The graph came up slightly. Polygon's been on fire. Luna, a great buy. I'm glad that we got into that. Luna is up nicely, about 140% since we bought. Ripple's up about 50. Shiba, slightly red, but again, remember I took some profits on that thing. Stellar's up about 14. Tesla's up about 21 from where I bought it. Sushi being my biggest laggard, down about 72. Whatever. So that's where I am in regards to crypto. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers. Actually, let's go to some headlines here this morning via TweetDeck. I'll read it to you. This is from Stock Market News. Elon Musk said he has sold enough Tesla shares to hit the 10% of his original position target, quote, plus the options exercise stuff. GDP did beat quarter over quarter. We just got that report. Q3 GDP 2.3%. The expectation was 2.1%. Some good news. Core PCE 4.6%. Expectation was 4.5%. Let's see here. Charitable giving is up in the United States. Very nice. There were some reports indicate that Amazon Web Services was having problems. So Honeywell was having issues. Amazon, Fortnite, Instacart, Coinbase, AWS, Spectrum, Peloton, and Hulu, which all use AWS services. They were down a little bit today in terms of the system. American Airlines domestically, demand is very strong and has been for a while. That was the American Airlines statement. Mortgage rates fall to a 4-week low, but homebuyers still pulled back due to record low listings. So real estate is still catching up. Another pretty cool headline here. Wealthiest Americans tracked by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index have unloaded $42.9 billion in stock this year through the start of September. More than double $20.2 billion they sold all in 2020. Another headline here from the AP. South Africa's noticeable drop in new COVID-19 cases in recent days may signal that the country's dramatic Omicron-driven surge has passed its peak, medical experts say. If you want to take a look at that Twitter post. There was one more here. BABA down 3.7% pre-market about an hour ago. Chinese regulators suspend partnership with Alibaba Cloud. That's from Al Jazeera. And let's see, a couple more headlines here. Amazon, Facebook, which is Meta Platforms, Twitter, Pinterest said all on Tuesday they will not send teams to the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas next month as concerns grow about the Omicron coronavirus variant. Another one too is, this is from the Stock Traders Almanac. Bullish trading ahead of Christmas. Small caps lead everyone as anticipated the Santa Claus rally, but that doesn't start until next Monday, 12/27. The Santa Claus rally was defined by Yale Hirsch in 1972 in the stock market's Trader Almanac. So keep that in mind. Maybe it's next week, I guess, the Santa rally. This is also from Bloomberg, and I have one more headline here. South Africans contracting the Omicron variant in the current wave are 80% less likely to be hospitalized compared to other strains, according to a new study. That's some good news here. And then Apple price target was upgraded and raised to $200 from $170 at Citibank as they keep the buy rating. So very nice to see. Okay, let's take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. Really quickly, anything that I see. Tesla's up 3.67%. Let's take a look at the Dow. Merck is up 0.46. Caterpillar's up 1.36. Nike's up 0.34%. Other than that, you have Visa's slightly down. Anything really big down. Intel's down about 0.41%. Disney's down about a quarter point. But right now, it looks like it's Merck and Caterpillar leading the Dow. On the S&P, Tesla's leading the way. CarMax up 3.29%. Darden Restaurant up 1.81%. And the laggard Altria Group down about 1.86% in the S&P. Again, we talked about that. That's more consumer staple. Lucid Group up 0.37%. Micron down about 0.42% after their big earnings pop. Moderna is down about 1.17%. Nvidia's down about 0.53%. Meta's down 0.36% this morning. JD.com and Baidu are also down nearly 2% this morning. Let's go ahead and close that out. Again, that 200-day, that's what I was looking at in terms of the E-mini futures. We talked about this yesterday. Let's see if we break 46, 47 before anything happens. We have IWM calls with the team. It is in the money. Let's see what we get. Tesla testing that 200-day moving average. If that does break, it does start getting interesting. Possibly look for the 1,000 calls. If you're looking for a lot of the 1,000 calls on Tesla tomorrow, if you get a break about 977. So keep that in mind. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning for the SPY calls. No problem, Leonardo. Good morning. Good morning, JJ. Good morning, Greg. Hope everyone's having a nice morning. For the most part, guys, we're going to start winding down in terms of volume. That's expect that for tomorrow. So again, if you're planning to do any lottos or anything you want to trade, I really recommend to do it for next week. If you're trying to do the Tesla lotto, I get it. But anything for, I would kind of start looking at next week. Remember, tomorrow's the last day of the trading week. Friday being Christmas Eve. So, expect liquidity to fall a little bit. But then the week after, you get another 4 days. So again, that's technically speaking, that's the Santa rally. So just keep that in mind. Not a lot of questions today, obviously. Let me see if I'm missing anything that was under top chats. Let's go to live chats. Okay, no, not much questions. You guys must be in Christmas mode. I'm all for it. It's actually a cold day here in Central Florida, actually around about 51 degrees, I think. Where are we at in terms of the temperature in my home? 53 degrees. So again, nice and chilly. I wouldn't expect much in terms of the next 2 days. If we get a push, we need to break 46, 47. I'll let you guys know if anything changes in terms of the S&P futures or the market in general. I always post about VIX and yields on Twitter. So again, if you're a fan of updated news and analysis from me, please go and check out the Twitter, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. And it's always some fun stuff as well. Thoughts on Apple calls, 172, 175. Do we close them? Apple was price upgraded, but again, let's see if they do bounce. We need to break 174.07 today. It has to break today. It is bull flagging. Let's see if we get that today. Again, it's right at the 100, 200 crossover. I would wait. What is the best ETF to invest? That's pretty subjective. My favorite, is SPY-G. That's just me. Tesla levels. Yeah, we talked about Tesla. Tesla, if that does break that 200-day, which is right around 977, the 1,000 calls for this week would be a lotto. I'd be just careful with that at the end of the day. It may be too expensive, but again, let's see if next week maybe you can play the thousands. Weather update, right? It's nice and chilly. What can I say? I'm happy. It's usually 80 degrees here in damn Florida. Thoughts on playing calls on a firm? Let's see how a firm is looking. It's right at the 100. If it does break above, right around, I would say right around 104. 104. If you can get 104.50, that'd be nice. And then you could target the 200-day, which was right around 110. So not terrible. Upstart. I do own shares. They were actually up nicely yesterday. Upstart, looking at it here. Again, you still have that overhang of that 200-day. You're right above the 100. It doesn't look like the best setup. I think firm is a better setup for an option trade. NVIDIA this week or looking at next week. NVIDIA, looking at it here, that 300 level is very, very key. So 300 for next week isn't terrible. I think 300s for next week isn't bad. Let's see the price action in the morning. Let's see if it holds around 290, 291 maybe. But the 300s for next week on video would probably be the ones I would play. What about BA? That's Boeing. Right at the 200-day, that $200 level seems to be that magnet. The only level I would probably play is the 205s, but I don't love it. I think NVIDIA looks better. I think Affirm looks better. Thoughts on Diz? I own Diz as well in terms of the stock. It is starting to bull flag a little bit. You can start seeing it wants to get to around 153. A tough one to trade here. The price action doesn't look the best. As long as it holds the 200-day, you could possibly play the 152s. I don't think they have one. Maybe the 153 strike if you want to play for next week. Maybe. I would kind of start rolling into next week. I wouldn't start doing this week, to be honest with you. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, JJ, Ryan, Austin, Matthew, GS, and Greg and Leonardo for all your questions. We really appreciate it as always. Make sure to hit that like button again. It really helps the algorithm with YouTube. All right, guys, we'll catch you guys later today at 5 p.m. for the aftermarket recap. I may be a couple minutes late. I do have a call to get on to right at 4:30, so it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes, to be honest with you. But again, if I'm running a little late, just turn on notifications. I'll get on. Even if it's like at 5:05, I'll be on, so no worries there. Have a good one, guys. Let's make it a great trading day. Happy Wednesday. We'll see you soon.